Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraet swasti astu vishwasya khalaha prasidatam dhyayantu bhutani shivam mithodhiya manascha bhadram vajatadadhokshaje aveshyataam no matirapyahetuki. Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 60, verse number 47. So we are still reading the reply or response of Srimati Rukmani Devi to Krishna's statements, which he spoke in a joking manner, where the essence was that he is not qualified to be the husband of Rukmani. So Rukmani Devi took all the statements of Krishna and denied all that, and in between she manifested the danya to show that how actually she is not qualified, and she is fortunate that she has married him, or he has agreed to marry her. And in the previous verse she said that it is a great grace, Anukampa of Sri Krishna, that he even looks at her. Then she continues to speak. In this verse she says, Naivalikam aham manye vachaste madhusudana ambaya ivahi prayah kanyayaha syad rati kvachit. She says that, O Madhusudana, I do not consider your words to be false. Alikam aham namanya. Why is that? She says that ambaya hi iva hi praya kanyaya syadrati kvachit. It's a very strange statement. This verse itself is a little strange. I'm not doing anything now. So she says that it is sometimes that a girl like Amba has love for somebody. So is he saying that girls don't have love for somebody, or it is mostly they have or not have? It's a very strange statement. So he's saying that I don't consider your words to be false. Which words? So the words which Krishna said that you should find a husband who is suitable for you. So now she says that I don't consider them false. So what does this mean? This means you should find a husband, right? If Krishna said that you should find a husband who is suitable for you, and he proved that how he is not suitable, and now she is saying that yes, you are right. Right? If you say Naiv Alikam Aham Manye, I don't think your words are false. So if your words are false means she should look for a husband. But that's not what she means. She is applying this statement in general. So although Krishna is joking and she is replying to that, but in this whole dialogue there is also Vyanjana. There is also some suggestive meaning, because there can be many things in Vyanjana which are not directly perceivable from the primary meaning of the words. So in other words, Krishna has said that when he is saying I'm not suitable, I'm not this, I'm not that, he is saying that many times it happens like that. That many times a girl marries a boy who is actually not suitable for her. It happens or not? Otherwise, why there are so many divorces? If a girl is marrying a boy who is suitable, then there is no question of divorce. But we see in some countries there are 40% marriages which turn into divorce. And it seems that in spiritual societies there are more, 50 to 60%. Yeah. Where we would expect to be less, but the data is not agreeing to that. So why this happens? Because in the spiritual societies they get married because somebody says. In the material world either the girl chooses, or in India still parents they choose. So at least they are concerned. But in the spiritual societies many times some authority says you should marry this, and they have their own agenda. Because just like in the royal families, many times the marriages happened not because they were in love or anything like that, because they wanted to make a truce with another king or another country, and then they will get married. So this way they don't attack each other. So that's not a marriage, that's politics. So in any case, why he is speaking like this, one of the Vyanjana is this. There can be more Vyanjanas, but at least this is one that many are not qualified. That's why he is saying this. Naivaham alikam manni, that I don't consider. Means she is not applying it to herself, but he says many situations are like that, where the man is not suitable husband for the girl, or vice versa. And then she gives one example. He says, Ambaya ivahi praya kanyayaha syad rati kochit. So Bhishma, he kidnapped 3 daughters of Kashiraj, king of Kashi, right? Amba, Ambika and Ambalika. So when he brought them to Hastinapura, 2 did not say anything. They married Vichitravirya, right? But one said, no, I want to marry Shalva. Shalva, right? So that means she had love for Shalva. And other 2, they did not have love. They just married because they have to marry. It's like sometimes you eat, not that you are hungry, but you have to eat. Right? Many times people eat because it's lunchtime, so let's eat. Otherwise you will not get food after that when you are hungry. So it's dinner time, let's eat. So many times people are eating just because it's time to eat, not that they really need to eat. So like that, many times people are getting married just because everybody is getting married. Yeah, people talk like that. Well, yeah, everybody gets married, so what is there? You have to marry. And even if they want to marry, that is not the person that they want to marry. They say, okay, I don't care, I tried, so I just married this. And later on, problem. So he says that only sometimes there is love. That yes, I want to marry this person only. Like Amba, she was hung up on Shalva. So that's what he says. This is a very rare example. So now this praya can mean both, because there are 2 words which are like opposite to each other. It says praya kanyaya syad rati kochit. So praya is used when something happens more often. Then you say generally it is like that. So when you say generally means it happens more often. But when you say kochit, that is used when it happens less often. Sometimes. Kochit means sometimes. Praya means generally. So now what does it mean both simultaneously? Generally, sometimes. So therefore she says, Ambaya eva hi prayah kanyaya syad rati kochit. So is she saying that generally a girl falls in love with somebody, or is it sometimes she falls and mostly not? So we have to apply it according to the situation. So in other words, he says that she is not like that she doesn't love him, and he is also not like that. But generally it is like that. What you have said, that I am not suitable and you should find another one. Because sometimes husband and wife, they are married and they get angry, and then they say, why did I marry you? I should have married somebody else. Isn't it? Out of anger they say like that. I wish I had married somebody else. And even if they don't say it, sometimes they feel at least like that. They may not say it openly, but certainly inside they feel. Most people, prior. Most husbands and most wives, they think that they have, at least if not all the time, but many times they feel that they married a wrong person and they wish to marry somebody else. It is very rare, praya, kvachit, that it's not like that. So that is the message which is being given in this sloka. So one should be careful when it comes to marriage, because it's an important decision of the life, and it's a serious one. So अथवा मम स्त्री जातित्वान् मामेव लक्ष्यीकृत्य अन्यासां स्त्रीणां स्वभावं व्याख्याय पुरुषान् परान् भवान् शिक्षयति इत्याह नैवेति. So therefore Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that, or because previously there was another verse where she was saying, when Krishna was saying that he is udasin, and she was saying that I am fortunate, mamiksha shaita duhana paramanukampa. Or the meaning is this, that mame stri jatitvat, that I am a woman, and when you are speaking about women in general, not specifically about me. So, mameva lakshikritya anyasam strinam svabhavam vyakhyaya. So you are pointing out to me, but you are speaking of the nature of women in general. Just like Krishna was on the battlefield with Arjuna driving his chariot, and there Arjuna falls into moha. Right? So now this is not a place for giving education. But Krishna is a rasika. So he thought that I should give a lecture here. He says everybody gives lecture in classroom, or we hear that in the Gurukula under a banyan tree they are sitting. He says, I want to give a lecture and their army is ready to fight. He thought like that. So now if he thinks like that, who is going to stop him? Right? Otherwise people, even if Arjuna falls into illusion, first of all he is his friend. How can he fall into illusion like that? But even if he, they had maybe planned it already when they came. They talked in the camp that look, when you go there and all this happened, then you ask me this, that please put my chariot in the middle of both armies, and I will do that, and then you start crying. So they rehearsed it. And then you ask these questions, I will answer you, and this will become Bhagavad Gita benefit for the people. So I want to teach to people. So they did it. Anyway, the point is that Krishna, he desired to give some knowledge, but he desired to give knowledge in such an unusual place. So he did that. Now he is doing here also. He desires to give some knowledge, but he is giving knowledge in such an unusual manner. That is, start attacking his own wife, who is so devoted. And there is no question that she does not love him, or there is no question that he does not love her. And there is no question that he is not suitable for her, or she is not suitable for him. There is nothing like that. But he starts singing this song, You can call this as Rukmani Gita. So that's why he says that he is giving knowledge for others' sake. So Rukmani says that pointing to me, you are actually teaching others. That is what is being described here. So, mameva lakshikritya anyasam strinam swabhavam vyakhyaya purushan paran bhavan shikshyati tyah. And then you are teaching, he says, pointing to me, and pointing to me, you are explaining the nature of women in general, and then you are educating men. So this is what you are doing. So naivati yathat manonurupam ityadi te vacha likam na manne yato loke kanyaya api kvachid ratir bhavati. So he says that yatha atmano anurupam ityadi te. So he says that I don't consider your words that I should find a husband, suitable husband. So why? He says because sometimes it happens that the girl loves some another boy, but she got married to another man. So therefore you are right that maybe I am like that. I am not like that, but you are saying that it happens. That especially in traditional families in India, not like now, where you can date and do all those things. So previously it was more like, just like it was also decided about Rukmani that she should be married to Shishupal. Right? Rukmi, the brother of Rukmani, was bent upon that, to marry her to Shishupal. So if she would have married him, then he is not a suitable husband for her. But it happens. So it says, Ambaya eva hi prayar rati syat kvachit. So the Priti Rati is somewhere, but Bhishma is taking him to Hastinapur. And then finally she didn't get married. She was neither this way nor that way. Neither Shalva married her, nor Bhishma. Finally she changed her mind. She said, okay, I will marry you, Bhishma. And then Bhishma also refused. So one who wants to marry, she did not marry. One whom she wanted to marry, he did not marry. And then she wants to marry somebody else. So Vichitriya Virya would have married her, she refused to marry him. She wanted to marry Shalva, Shalva refused to marry her. Now she is neither this way, that way, so finally she falls on Bhishma, and Bhishma said, forget it. So in a way she was fortunate, because if she would have married Bhishma, or Bhishma would have married her, we don't know what all kind of havoc would have happened. So they were spared from the trouble. So yathatmano anurupam ityadi te vacha likam na manye yato loke kanyaya api kvachid ratir bhavati. So he says that in the world, now he is using the word kvachit only. About praya, he is not saying anything. That's very strange. So he says it is seen that in the world that kanya means unmarried girl sometimes loves somebody. Yatha Kashiraj Kanyanam Amba Ambalika Ambikan iti Shrinam Trishrinam Madhye Ambayaha Kanyayapi Shalve Ratir Jata. So just like out of these three girls, only Amba had the love for Shalva. Other two, they were neutral. Means, doesn't matter. They could have chosen somebody else, not. They married here. They have to just marry. It's like it's time to eat, we have to eat. So they have to be married. They married. Doesn't matter who marries. So what is the difference? After all, as she said, Rukmani said in the previous verse that human body is like a walking corpse. So what is the difference? You have this corpse or you have that corpse. They are same. So this is called udasin bhav, indifferent. We have to do it, just do it. right? So without any attachment, being free. So just do your karma. So marriage has to be done, so do it. What is the difference? So they are like that. व्यूढ़ायाश्चापि पुंश्चल्या मनोभ्येति नवम नवम बुधो सतिम न बिभ्रियात् ताम बिभ्रदुभयच्युतः. So now there are some other. So basically she is saying that there are three types of girl. One type of girl is that she is in love with some boy. Then the second type of girl is that she is not in love with anybody. She marries, and whomever she marries, she remains faithful to that person. Okay, number two. Then there is number three type, which is mentioned here. She is promiscuous. She is not devoted. And even if she marries, she is not fixed before marriage. She is of loose character. And after marriage also she is looking here and there. So that is the third type. So he says that man should not marry such a girl. If you marry such a girl, then you are lost in this life and next life also. So vyudhayaschapi punschalya manobhyeti navam nayam. Even after marriage, a girl who is promiscuous, her mind runs to newer and newer men. So buddho asatim na bibriyat. Therefore a man who is intelligent should not marry such a girl. And if he does that, what will happen? Tam bibhrad ubhayachyuta. If he marries, then his both lives are lost. Present life is lost because he will be in trouble. She is not devoted, she is not chaste. She is always looking for another man, having relations, causing trouble. And then future life is also destroyed because wife and husband, they are supposed to execute dharma. So this is one of the major function of the marriage, that they engage in dharmic activities, do yajna, have nice children. But this will not happen if the wife is like that. So therefore there will be one Sankara or children who are also of the same category. And then this no Shraddha ceremony will happen. Then you will be lost in your next life also. So till now she spoke. Now Sri Krishna speaks. Sri Bhagavan uvacha. Sadhve tachrotu kamaistvam rajaputri pralambhita mayoditam yadanvatha sarvam tat satyamevahi. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna said that, O chaste lady, O princess, I deceived you because I wanted to hear your words like this. So, etat shrotu kamestvam rajaputri pralambhita. So, I have deceived you, I have tricked you, or I have spoken all these false words because I wanted to hear your angry words. And maya uditam yad anuvatha sarvam tat satyamevi. And whatever you have spoken, following my lead, that is all true. There is nothing false in that. Means whatever she spoke about Krishna and herself. Shrotu kamai rasmabhiriti bahuvachnena parihasutum tat sakhyopi kaschit krodikrita. So Krishna is using here plural. Shrotu kamai, plural. Not shrotu kamena. Ekvachan instead of ekvachan, using bahuvachan. So what is the significance of bahuvachan? So Jiva Vishwanath Chakravarti says that he is one, Krishna is one, but he is using plural. So he says that he has also involved some of Rukmani's friends as if they were also on his side and trying to make fun of her. And she does not know this. Means they have all planned that we will now do this to her and let's see how she reacts. So that's why he says that Kanshit Krodi Krita Sakhyopi. Tat Sakhyopi means friends of Rukmani or who are serving her. Atra natu asmado dvayoscha bahuvachanam prapnoti. What if you say that actually he is using plural only for himself? Because what is that? Asmadastva? Agaurveyapi, yeah. That you can use plural for yourself. Even for others you use out of respect. Adarvacheto. So, but here you can do without that. So why you cannot do that? Because it says there is a rule, asmadadvayascha bahuvachanam prapnoti. So that is been forbidden if you use adjective with yourself. Then you cannot, then you have to use singular only. So that's why it says savisheshananam pratisede tad nishedhat tatrapi asmat shabda udha atra uda adhyahrita eva. And moreover the word asmad is not used, asmabhi is not used here. You have to apply it from outside. And if you have to do that, then why would you do plural? So yadva shrotu kamai, if this does not work, if you are not satisfied with this explanation, then he says yadva shrotu kamair mat karnendriya vritti samuhaireva mat dvara pralobhita upasita. That I have 2 ears and the vrittis, the function of the ear are many. It's not hearing only one word, it hears. So he's using plural for the vrittis. When you hear, that also makes vritti. When you see something, that also makes vritti, manovritti. And manovrittis are many. And you are hearing through the vrittis. So it's saying that plural is for the vrittis and not for himself. My vrittis. So therefore, I joked with you. Anu anantaram atha. And then you spoke and he followed my words. Maduktim eva prakarantrena vyakhyasi vyakhyatavati ityartha. So saying that what you have done is you have taken my words and you have twisted the meaning of all my words. And this is very interesting. You have to know grammar, right? You have to know kosha, amar kosha, right? Then you can do that. Otherwise, how will you do that? Yan yan kamayase kaman maya kamaya bhamini santi he ekanta bhaktaya stav kalyani nityada. So now Krishna is very pleased, and because he is pleased, he is giving his benedictions to her. So he says, whatever you desire, yan yan kamese kaman, whatever wishes you have, oh my dear lady, you already have them. Santi eka ekanta bhaktaya. He says, what can I give you? You already have everything. Why you have everything? Because you are my one-pointed bhakta devotee, ekanta bhaktaya. Tab kalyani nityada. And you are auspicious lady, and you have always, it's not that you did not have them and now you got, you always have them. So all you want is prema, akamaya. Param santushtena pi maya tubhyam ko varo deya ityaha. Says, I am completely satisfied with you, so what boon can I give to you? And that's what he's saying. Yan yan kaman mat paricharya लक्षणान् कामयसे किमर्थम मयि अकामाय काम भिन्नाय प्रेमणय प्रेमार्थम इत्यर्थ. Says whatever you wish, and what is your wish? You only to do seva to me, and that you are already doing. And why are you doing it? Akamaya. You don't desire anything. Right? So anya itarichadhi nichhatvam. That is called sukha, that is prema. Prema is that which is not under another wish. Means which does not fulfill any other wish. When you do anything else, that is to fulfill some wish. But when you have prema, prema is not to get any other wish fulfilled. If you make money, why? Because you want something. If you want house, you want something from that. Everything is to fulfill some wish, every object. But prema is not for any other wish. It is the ultimate wish. So all wishes come to an end there. Therefore it says akamaya. Akamaya here means kam bhinnaya, that which is separate from any other wish. And that is only prema. Because prema is not to fulfill anything else. Prema itself is most fulfilling. So that is akamaya. Mayi kidrishe kamini kamayamane. Bhamini iti pathe. So there are two readings. There is a kamini and there is a bhamini. So if you take kamini, then means kamayamane, means who is desirable. If it is bhamini, bhamini means beautiful. Bhamini also means one who is little angry. Kopavati. So yatah kritrim vakyena mat paricharya pratikulya sati mahakopa akarshiti bhava. Says, because I put an obstacle to your service by making false statement that I am not qualified to be your husband, which means you are going to lose my service and therefore you are upset. So that's why he is calling her Bhamini. So her anger is only because her service is taken away. She will not be able to serve Krishna if Krishna says find another husband. And that's what made her angry. Atra ekant bhaktayaha ityanena kama nityasya kama ityasya cha anya arthakta parahata. Kama nityasya kama ityasya cha. So he says that because she is ekanta bhakta, therefore the word kaman, yan kame se kaman, whatever kama you desire. So here this kama cannot have any other meaning except for service. Because one can say, why are you commenting on the word kama as seva? And why not something else? So he says that no other meaning can fit here because he is called here as ekanta bhakta. And bhaktas are anyabhilasita sunyam. So they don't have any other anya mamta, sunya mamta, right? Prem sammata. So they don't have any other mamta, any other ichcha, any other desire. So therefore kaman he cannot mean anything else except anukulyena Krishna anusilna. That is the very definition of bhakti. So that's why Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti gave that meaning. Then the next, Uplabdham pati prema pati vratyam chate naghe yadvakyais chalya manaya nedhirmayi apkarshita. So Sri Krishna says that you are very fortunate. Why? Because uplabdham pati prema. You have attained the love of your husband. And you are situated in pativratyam or devotion to husband. You are anagha, you are completely free from any impurity. What is the proof of it? He says, proof is that I tried to shake you, but I could not shake you from your position. You did not deviate at all. Yad vakyesh challe manaya nedhir mai apkarshita. I was unable to move your intelligence. So Krishna failed to waver the mind of Rukmani Devi. And that is very pleasing to him. So yati yasmat vakyaihi prema bhanga pratipadaka vachnair. So by my words, which were meant to bring a crack in our loving relationship. If any other husband would have spoken like this to the wife who is very devoted, she would become angry. He says, what is this? I am doing so much service to you and this is what you say? This is your thank you to me? Take care, I am going. Right? You saw how that Devyani ran away when she saw the children of Sharmistha. So immediately she ran to Sukracharya. And then Sukracharya was also the father of the daughter. So immediately cursed him. Right? He did not think twice. Did not try to pacify the daughter. Immediately cursed that you become old. So this is what happens. That means there was no love. If love was there, it would not happen. Although Devyani also chose him. But this is the contrast. It is Devyani who said, I will marry Yayati. And Yayati was saying, how can I marry you? You are daughter of a Brahmana sage and I am Kshatriya. This is not allowed. He says, no. My father is very powerful, he can change Shastra. He can manage the rules. But then she ran away to the father. So that he says Chalyamani, that is the meaning here. That prema bhanga pratipadaka vachni, that I spoke words which were very hurting and harsh and piercing. Vagban, they are the arrows of speech. Arrows of speech are more painful than physical arrows because they go very deep. So challe manaya api tavdhi mai prakishta prem mai buddhir na apkarshita. So although I try to move your shraddha, your faith, your devotion in me, but because your intelligence is so much fixed in me, so much devoted to me, that it was not possible. Yat kinchid apkarsham api na prapta. There was no wavering of your, not one little thought came that let me leave, let me go to my father's house and then he will come running behind me. No, she did not think like that. Because she is also princess. She is not just some ordinary woman. So there was no change. Kimut bhanga. There was no deviation even little bit. Where is the question of breaking? Yata premno lakshanam sakshad anubhutam iti bhava. So therefore Krishna says that I have directly experienced the symptoms of love in you. That is the significance. Taduktam, as it is said in the following sloka, defining what is prema. Sarvata dhvansa rahitam sati api dhvansa karane yad bhava bandhanam you know sa prema parikirtitaha. So when there are causes of destroying the love and it does not get destroyed at all. So dhansa karane sati api. When there are actually reasons for the bond of love to break down, it does not break. So that relationship of love, that is called prema. Iti he anaghe, and then Krishna is calling her as Anagha. So generally the word Anagha means sinless. Agha means sin, like Aghasura. And Anagha means one who is free from all sin. But here he gives another meaning to this. So he Anaghe netishtati agham aparadho dasinam api yashyamati. So he is taking the meaning of Anagha as the one who does not take any offense at all. Even the offense committed by the servants, she does not take as an offense. If the servants do something unfavorable, unpleasant, then she is not offended by that. And then what to speak of the husband, Sri Krishna, if he does something like that, she is not going to take that as an offense. So therefore that's what Anagha means. Because sin is used in the karma marga, and aparadha, sin is called aparadha in the bhakti marga. So that's why he gives that meaning, because earlier Krishna himself called her as Ekanta Bhakta, Bhaktaya. So therefore the word Anagha here means one who does not take any offense. So yasyamiti ataha prayasho mama ayam aparadha kshantavyati bhava. So in other words, what Krishna is saying that you please forgive my offense because I am your beloved. You don't take offense with the servants, so don't take my offense. Then he continues to speak. Ye mam bhajanti dampatye tapasa vratcharyaya kamatmanopavargesham mohita mama mayaya. So as we discussed earlier, this whole episode is also a teaching for people in general. So that's what is showing, that if you approach Krishna, then don't approach for anything material. So he says there are people who do tapasya, austerities. They follow certain vows, vratcharya. For what? To get a wife or husband. Many people pray that I get a suitable wife, suitable husband. Kardama Rishi was also doing tapasya to get a nice wife. Then he got Devhuti, right? Daksha has 10,000 sons. He said he should get married. So they want to do tapasya for getting married, right? So many people do tapasya for getting married. Getting married is also a tapasya. And people do tapasya to get more tapasya. So he says that some people are doing tapasya to get a wife, and then he says they are doing this, they are doing tapasya to worship me. For what? To get a wife, to get a partner. He says, I am apvargesha. I can give prema, can give mukti. And what do they want? Just a partner. He says, this is the influence of my maya. So mohita mama maya. He says these people are completely bewildered by my maya. Otherwise, how is it that something which is available anyway, and then you are working for that, and you are coming to me, oh God, give me wife, oh God, give me husband. So he says, These people are kamatmana, they are materialistic people. So these are materialistic bhaktas. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukriti no arjuna. Artho jigyasu artharthi. Jnani cha bhartarasha. So these are artharthi. They want something. So sakam bhaktan nindati yaiti. So in this verse, Sri Krishna is criticizing the sakam bhaktas. Sometimes he says these sakam bhaktas are also nice. They are also sukriti. Right? He says they are also sarve ete udarate jnanitu atme. He says they are all udara. So he speaks, but here he is speaking. That is in Bhagavad Gita. This is Bhagavatam. That is the difference between Gita and Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is more elevated theology. So dampatye matpati mat sugdo bhavtu mat bharyava mat sugda bhavtu iti. So he says that people come, he says my husband should be pleasurable, should give me happiness, my wife should be nice, she should not fight with me, should listen to me. So prakrita dampatya bhog sukhartam ityartha. So they are just praying for material family life, that they have a nice happy family life. But they are coming to me for this. So after coming to me, they are asking this insignificant thing. So that shows how they are bewildered by my maya. Who am I? He says apvargesham. Pancham skanda gadyanushrutya prema avtaram. So apvargavesh means that I am prema avatar. So I am the avatar of love. Yadva apkrishta bhavanti vargas chatvaropi yatas tatha bhutamesha. Or apvarga means that which is beyond varga. And varga means chaturvarga, dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Means the Lord of that which is beyond the four vargas. And that also is prema, nothing else. So mam prapya manini apvarga sampadam vanchanti ye sampada eva tatpatim te manda bhagya niryepi ye nirnam matratmakatva nirye susangam. So he is continuing to show the foolishness of such people, that having even come to me, mam prapya, that having come to me, O Manini, who am I? Apvarga sampadam. I am the wealth of apvarga, and vanchanti ye sampada eva tatpatim. So they are asking for some sampad, material thing, not knowing that I am the Lord of that. So why not you get me only, instead of getting something else? So he says, I really pity them, that they are manda bhagya, they are not fortunate, they are very unfortunate people. Te manda bhagya niryepi nirnanam matratmakatvat nirya susangama. He says, why? Because these types of happiness which they are desiring, this matratmaka, this happiness from senses, he says this is available even in hell. So they are looking for hellish pleasures. After coming to me, that's all they are wanting. He says nirya susangama. He says nirya is not difficult to attain. So why do so much hard work, and then all you get is these material pleasures which you can find anywhere. So uktameva artham prapanchayati mamiti. Krishna is expanding on the meaning of what he has said before. Apkrishta varga sampanna mokshanande andopi yatastam mam prapya. So he is saying that he is apvarga sampadam. He says that even the bliss of moksha is inferior to what he can give. And then they are looking only for material things. So sampada prakriti eva vanchanti. But they only want materialistic happiness. Yatas tasamapi pati dataram te sampada vanchaka mandabhagya. But I am also the master of this material thing also. So these people are very unfortunate, mandabhagya. Yato narkishu api yonishu stri sangadi vishya sukhani anayase neva labhyate ityaha jiva. So what does it mean that you can get happiness even in hell? There is happiness in the hell? I never heard that. Although there must be some, but at least it is not described. The description of hell is very hellish. Right? It's quite horrible. 49 types or whatever described in the 5th canto. They are not very pleasing, not very attractive. Not that let's have a look at them. So why is saying? He says that hell here means hellish bodies. So you have a human body where you can get prema, and then you have other bodies like dog, cat, pig. So pig is also enjoying. Some enjoyment is there for pig also. He lies down in cool water, relaxes, no anxiety, so he's happy. So he says this type of material happiness which human beings are running after, that pig also has. So why work so hard and then you get a piggy happiness? So that's why he says that these people are very unfortunate, mandabhagya. So ye jiva niraye api sukaradi jatau api vartante. He says this happiness you can get in all other forms. Tesham nirnam jivanam matratmakatvat vishayatmakatvat sasa nirya eva susangama. So he says that these human beings who are looking for this happiness, visatmaka, then this is easily available in hell also. Stri sangyadi sukh sadhakatvat sobhan sangama hetu ityartha. So he is calling it a susangama. He says they think it is nice having association of opposite sex, means of happiness. So that's their thinking. And dishtriya griheshwarya sakrinmayi tvaya kritanuvrittir bhavmochani khalaihi suduskara sau sutaram durashisho yasambharaya nikritam jisakstriya. So he says, O Griheshwari, or the mistress of the house, he says, you have performed continuous service to me. Asakrit mai tvaya krita anuvritti. Anuvritti means service you have performed. And what is the outcome of this service? Bhavamochani. That it destroys material bondage, makes you liberated. But it is very difficult for khala to perform this. Those who are materialistic people, for them doing service is very difficult. So it is not that everybody can do seva. To do seva, you have to have good heart, pure heart. If your heart is not pure, then seva is very difficult to do. So those people are called khala. Why is that? Because their hearts are full of material desires, durashisho, and he asambhuraya nikrit jisak striya. So those women who are Nikriti Josha, who are deceptive in nature, and they are attached to sense pleasures, they cannot do service. It is not possible for them to do seva. For doing seva, the heart has to be pure. Otherwise, seva looks like hell. Ya bhavmochni satvaya krita iti. So you have done service which brings freedom from material existence. But tav bhava bhava tvaisa rinvati abhuta. But you do not have bhava. You don't have material bondage. So therefore it has become indebted to you, this seva. Means the seva is supposed to give you something. Right? If you do some welfare to somebody, then they become obliged to you. Then they do something in return, then they are even. But if they cannot do it to you, then you remain obliged to them. So like that, because the seva is unable to give you freedom from bhava, which you already have, so therefore it remains indebted to you. Ranvati. Annaireva krita bhavmochni bhavet. In other words, it is only other people who are bound in this material world that this seva becomes liberating to them. Nanu tari khalapi muktasyu. So is it that materialistic people can also be liberated by doing seva? So yeah, but they won't do it. Durasisha durabhipraya sumbharaya swaprana tarpinya nikrit jusha vanchan paraya ati khalaya striyastu sutrameva daskara. So they won't do it because their hearts are impure. And especially the women who are attached to sense pleasure and who engage in deceptive activities, they are very materialistic and therefore it is more difficult for them to do. But you are not like that. So we'll stop here if there is any question to ask.
There is a question from Mohini ji. She says, you said in verse 49 the plural is for the vrittis and not for himself. I don't understand this sentence. What is meant by vrittis?
Vritti means whenever you do something, your mind takes a particular shape, form, that is called vritti. That's what vritti is. So although you are one person, but your vrittis are many. It's trying to explain the plural, usage of the plural asmabhi. Not asmabhi, but what was that? What was the word used? Asmabhi was to be applied from outside. Anyway, that is just explaining why plural has been used. Okay.